joining me today, and thank you so much for visiting our channel, Three Scrappy Sisters. It's Imelda here, and I have a 12 by 12 scrapbook process video for you. This layout I created using the Felicity Jane London Kit, and I really love this. This is probably about the 4th or 5th layout that I've created using this kit, and I'm not really down to scraps at this point, but I wanted to take this layout as well as the next one and use some of those scraps that I have been collecting, because I felt that even though I still had some of the embellishments and cut aparts, I didn't want to just get down to later on where I just had scraps and no embellishments, so I kind of wanted to put it all together. So I did take the opportunity to do that here. I just started off with 4 photos of my kids. I used pic collage to kind of put them together, and originally I had wanted to keep them together as one photo almost, but as I got started and started layering, I thought that I might want to cut them apart and go for a grid design. So I did that, and I really like the way it turned out. I'm using a lot of the Project Life cut apart sheet, and I don't do Project Life, so I really like those pieces for layering behind photos, and I really like the way that it turned out. I think I said that already. I'm just going through the chipboard, the labels, the embellishments, and I found that this layout wasn't really embellishment heavy. It was more about the layers and the photos and keeping that balance between the 4 corners or the 4 quadrants. So you're just going to see me layering a lot and just trying to figure out where I want everything. I didn't want to put 2 of the 2 teal colors together, so I put them diagonally, and then the pink, I put those diagonally. So there is a lighter pink behind the bottom right photo, but I didn't think that that was competing too much with the pink beside it, so I left that there. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue everything right now. These photos are the photos of the same day of when we took the kids to see Matilda. I have told that story already in my previous 2 videos, so I'll link those below if you haven't seen those yet. But this was when we were out for dinner at Red Lobster, and it's just photos of both my kids. Usually they kind of not argue, but they compete with each other, I guess I could say, as to who's gonna sit with who. But this time they were both really happy just sitting with each other, which was awesome. I got to take a lot of really good pictures of the 2 of them together, and I really just love the way that they are together because they just love each other so much. They take care of each other and look out for each other. They're only about a little bit more than 2 years apart, so I guess 26 months apart. So they're really close. They get along really well. They do argue now and then, like brothers and sisters will, but they're really good to each other, which I'm really happy about. Okay, so you saw that I had just put my layers together. I popped my photos on some foam, and I am just measuring out with my T-square ruler the photos and layers where I want them to go. I wanted them to be evenly spaced, but because the layers were different sizes, I kind of struggled with it a little bit. I didn't know if I should measure the spacing between the photos or the spacing between the layers or the clusters. I think in the end I went with the photos as much as I could, and then if they were off too much with the clusters, then I kind of adjusted it a little bit. So I'm just going to glue this down. I think I'm pretty happy with the way it's looking, and I'm just going to go ahead and tuck a little bit more layers behind. I don't know if you noticed, but that black scallop was actually from the packaging that I cut apart. So I used the black scallop on the top left, and I used the black polka dot that from the same packaging on the bottom right. And then I also used the black and white plaid gingham, I think it's called, something, I don't know, on the bottom right, which I really love the way that the black is repeating on the left side and the right side and top and bottom. So now I'm just trying to figure out my title. I knew that I wanted this layout to be about the relationship between my kids. And like I said, it's an amazing relationship. They rarely fight, and when they do, it's usually because somebody wants to play with the other one and the other one doesn't feel like playing right now and they get upset. That's usually what their fights are about. So I don't really have that much to complain about with those two. So I'm going to do my title and my part of my title and my journaling. And I decided that because I had that love cut out, still I wanted to incorporate that because its layout is about their love for each other. But I couldn't come up with a title for a while. I struggled, but finally I came up with the title Love This Love. Oh, there's Rusty. Let's just find out what's happening here. Okay, so sorry about that. He rarely barks, so when he is barking, it's usually at something of importance. This time it was really nothing of importance. I guess it's started snowing quite a lot right now. So he was just sitting on the back of our couch looking out the window, and I don't know if it was the trees rustling or something happening outside that he was barking at. But anyhow, no big deal. I'm back. Back to the layout. Sorry about that. I am just sticking down here the word this that I typed on my typewriter. And if you noticed, I took my heart punch and I fishtailed that little banner with the heart punch. So it's the bottom of the heart. I think you can also use the top of the heart depending on which way the heart is positioned on your punch. But it is a little tip that I saw on Pinterest that I really love and use all the time. So I adhered that word this into the middle and then love on the top and love on the bottom. So the title reads Love This Love. So you see that little doodling that I had just there. I had practiced trying to do a doodle border around my layout because I thought that it kind of needed something to bring the focus back to the center. And it looks like it turns out okay here, but I really didn't like it. I tried adding a little bit more, trying to see if I could maybe hide some of the parts that I didn't like. And then in the end, I just didn't like the way it turned out, so it doesn't stay like this. It was good that I had gotten this far and realized that I didn't like the way it was going, I guess. So I was able to easily just pull up the photo clusters and then just get a new page and work it onto a new white paper. So what I did was I cut up. No, I didn't cut it up. I pulled up the photos, cut a quarter of an inch all the way around of a new sheet, and then I glued it onto the pink paper that came in the kit. Cut off the scallop so it's just pink. I also gutted the center of it too because I love these papers and I'm going to use it again. And then I did some machine stitching all the way around. So now what I'm doing is I am just trimming the journaling just a little bit, and I am adhering them to the corners. So I am just adding it to the top left corner and the bottom right corner just to continue that diagonal focus that goes across my page. So like I said before, the title ended up being Love This Love, and my journaling says, I just love seeing the way the two of you interact with one another. The way you care for each other is amazing. It is because of you that I love this life. I love this love. Which I just thought was really perfect for the two of them. Like I said, they're pretty awesome together. So I had just this last little light teal or mint color triangle. So there was the last one, added it to the top since I had the heart on the bottom. And I am just going to add some Tim Holtz tiny word stickers. So I have one that says, "May your day be full of sunshine. Expect nothing and appreciate everything. Joy to the world." And my favorite that I actually think goes very well for the two of them is, "Me and you stuck like glue." So like I said, they're almost like best friends. They're just always together. They get along really well, which I love. So I'm going to add some Heidi Swap Color Shine in gold. And I did I shook it for a long time, and then I guess because I did and didn't let it drip down, there was a lot of the ink around the top of the hose part. So while I was splattering, I did get a big splatter. You can see it's on the bottom right of the layout, just under the heart, and it was over the journaling. So I tried as quick as I could to mop that up, but I guess I didn't get it in time. But that's okay. So I covered a little bit of it with an enamel dot. It's over part of the word, but I don't really mind. It's gold, so you could see through it as long as it's not black or navy. Then that would have been a problem because you wouldn't be able to see the word. But it's okay. So this is the end of the layout, and I really like the way that it came out. I hope you do too. Here are some stills. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. We're almost at 100. We're really excited about that. And thank you so much for your lovely comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye!